Hi there, this is Jim Britt with your Black Belt Mind Training session. Today's topic is more money. So many people have a problem with money. Actually, not having enough, that is, not the money they have, but what they don't have. Money is all about freedom, in my opinion. If you want freedom, you'll need plenty of money today because things cost money. I keep hearing from people all the time about how hard it is to make money. Not making money is hard. Think about that. Not making money is hard. Would you agree with that? If that's the case, then making money must be easy. If not making money is hard, then making money must be easy. Here's the really hard part, though. Deciding to make money and then sticking to it until it's done. That's the hard part. Now, you can own a business with a dozen employees or start a business on the internet selling a product or service, or you can work from home in a network marketing business. It really doesn't matter. If you're in business or you want to make more money, the focus should be on making more money and letting go of what doesn't make you money. Now, I'm not saying that your whole life should be devoted to making money. It shouldn't be at all. That would be a little ridiculous too. But when you look at it, you look at your life today, almost every problem you have is an economic problem. It's a lack of money problem. Think about it. Almost every problem you have could be resolved with more money. So if that's the case, how come we live with the problems instead of focusing on making more money? Do you know what would happen if you just increased your earning by 1% every day over yesterday? You just 1% today over yesterday. Say you made $100 yesterday, and today you made $101. Just one more dollar today. If you didn't even compound the percentage in a year, you would increase your income by 365%. Making more money is all about what you focus on and what you let go of that breaks your focus. People fail financially because they have a broken focus. They want to earn more, yet they spend hours a day poking around on social media, hoping some money is going to magically fall in their lap or something. They fail because they are going off in too many directions at the same time instead of focusing on a viable money-making opportunity, not listening to every hot deal that comes along out there and sticking with that opportunity until it's done. Decide right now that you will let go of the old money blueprint that you have and rewrite a new money blueprint, if it's something you need. A blueprint that will make you the kind of money that gives you the freedom that you want. You'll need the mental mindset that helps you overcome obstacles, that will help you to push through self-doubt, which will come up and will propel you forward. You'll need faith in your decision that you've made. Faith that everything is unfolding perfectly. You'll need to see the truth. What does that mean? The truth behind your actions and the results that you produce. You'll have to hold yourself accountable because nobody else is going to. Nobody will. It's easy to have faith that, say, for instance, that you have a $100 bill in your hand when you have it in your hand. But you must have faith that your decision to have that money that you want will come to you when you let go of the fears and hold true to your decision and hold yourself accountable for your actions. That's the key. If you want to earn a lot of money, you have to have tenacity too. You have to stick with it until it's done. Tenacity is moving forward despite the odds. It's moving forward despite what others say or even what you say to yourself. Here's where I'd start. First, understand that you no longer want to just be a millionaire. That's the word to start. You no longer want to be just a millionaire. And why is that? You want to be a multimillionaire. That's the key. While you may think $1 million will give you financial security, it probably won't today. Given the volatility in economies, governments, and financial markets around the world, it's no longer safe to assume $1 million will provide you and your family with security long term. Now, it used to when I was growing up, and $1 million was really $1 million, but not today. In fact, Fidelity Investments, their study of millionaires last year found that 42% of them don't feel wealthy, and they would need on an average, of $7.5 million of investable assets to start feeling rich. So $1 million didn't make them feel wealthy. They need 7.5 to feel rich. Now, I'm not talking about how to on the accumulation of wealth, how to accumulate it from a lifetime of savings and pinching pennies. I'm not talking about that type of accumulation. This is about generating multi-million-dollar wealth and enjoying it during the creation process. So to get started, consider these 7 secrets of multi-millionaires. Consider these. First of all, decide to be a multi-millionaire. You first have to decide that you want to be a self-made multimillionaire. You have to decide that. You know, maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. But if you want to be financially free, then you must decide that. I went from nothing, no money, just an idea, and a lot of hard work, and a lot of tenacity, and a lot of excitement to millionaire status in just 1 year. Now, the year before that wasn't so great, but in 1 year, I went to millionaire status. The first step is making a decision and setting a target. That's it. You don't figure out the how-to before you decide. You just don't. Decisions come first, then the answers, not the other way around. You don't look for all the answers to make your millions before you decide to make one. Why would you? Because if you haven't decided to be a mega millionaire or a multimillionaire, then why would you look for answers? So reasons come first, decisions come first, then the answers will follow. Think about it. When you make a decision about anything, your view of the world changes around you, and the view of others, that what others have of you, changes as well. Look at it this way. When you go shopping for a new car, now, would you go shopping for that new car if you hadn't decided to have one? Would you go on a vacation before you decided to go on a vacation? No. You'd say, hey, let's go on a vacation. Then it would go, okay, well, where do we go? But you wouldn't say, where do we go, before you decide to go? Or you wouldn't say, I'm going shopping for a new car, before you decided to go buy a new car. You wouldn't do that. Of course not. Decision always comes first, then the answers. Now, you want to be a mega millionaire. You decide to be one. I mean, really, really decide. That's where it starts. I'm talking a firm, unshakable decision that doesn't allow for turning back. Not a hope or a wish, not an affirmation or thinking positive or hoping that the law of attraction is going to bring it to you magically or something. A decision that doesn't allow for anything less is where it starts. That's what I'm talking about. A decision that doesn't allow for anything less. Are you willing to do that? If not, then wealth is not in your future. Number 2, get rid of poverty thinking. There's no shortage of money on planet Earth, only a shortage of people who think correctly about money. Now, to become a millionaire from scratch, you must end the poverty thinking. You have to. I know, because I had to. I had to end it. I was raised in a poor family by parents who did everything possible to raise 4 kids and make ends meet on almost no money. Now, our parents did the best that they could, the best they knew how to do. But many of the lessons we learned, all of us, from our upbringing, sometimes encourage a sense of scarcity and fear and lack. Now, you probably heard this. Now, eat all your food. Somebody's starving someplace else. There are people starving, so what does that have to do with you eating your food? You can either eat it or throw it out. It's not going to help somebody that's starving someplace else in the world. But, you've heard don't waste anything. Now, when growing up, I didn't waste anything, and I didn't throw out food. I ate everything on my plate, not because I was told to, because I was hungry. You've heard money doesn't grow on trees. I've heard that many times growing up. There's not enough to go around. I remember one time my mom sent me to the corner store, gave me a quarter, and she said, go get a box of oatmeal. Those little boxes of oatmeal was 23 cents. And I said, can I have the 2 cents change to buy some candy? And she said, no, the family needs that. And I'm thinking 2 cents. 2 cents. The family needs 2 cents. What's that going to do? Back then, 2 cents would buy you 2 pieces of candy. But, you add 3 more cents to that, you might buy something that the family could eat. So But that's just programming that we get. Real wealth and abundance aren't created from this sort of thinking, is what I'm saying. It's not created from that. You do have a choice. Poverty thinking is what's known as lower income attitude. For this type of individual, fear literally runs their life. Fear is just a made-up story based on past experience. That's all it is. We then project that past experience, that made-up story, into the future with the anticipation of it happening again. We may not even know we're anticipating it. We're just projecting it into the future or into the present. And guess what? It happens again because it's programming that we do over and over and over. So you have to change that type of thinking. Those who engage in this type of thinking usually places the blame on some external factor for their lack of financial success. They really do. Listen to people. Listen to yourself if that's the case. The positive side of this type of thinking is that you'll always have very little money, so it'll be easy to manage it. The other good news is that you have a choice as to how you think. No matter where you are right now, no matter where you're starting from financially, you do have a choice. Begin by looking at the wealth around you. That's the key. There's no shortage of opportunities to make money. It is everywhere. You hear it every day. Just a shortage of vision. And a person's vision won't change until they make a decision to do something in a different way. And remember, that's your attitude about money. And that can be totally different than your current financial reality. So your attitude about money can be different than where you are right now financially. It's a whole different thing. In other words, you may not have a lot of money right now. That's a reality, not an attitude. The realities may result from certain circumstances. Your attitude about money, on the other hand, reflects how you evaluate what's happening. Because it's not what happens to you that matters. It's how you perceive and what you do about what happens that's important. A good example, two partners in business go bankrupt in New York City. They were devastated. I mean, they were worth like $100 million, two-story, $100 million or so. They go bankrupt. Just out of the blue, all of a sudden, bam, man, it hits them. One of them jumps out of a 10-story window and kills himself. The other takes a 2-week vacation, regroups, comes back and launches another successful business and earns millions of dollars from it. Both expressed an attitude. Both had a solution. And both of the solutions worked, I suppose. But just imagine for a moment that you were a multi-millionaire, mega millionaire. How would you act differently? What decisions would you make? How would you feel right now? What would be your attitude toward money if you had 10 million? What would be your attitude? Most think as soon as I make my millions, I'll start to think and feel like a mega millionaire. When in fact, the opposite is what's needed. As soon as you start thinking like a multimillionaire, only then will you become one. Here's number 3. Treat having money like a duty. Self-made millionaires or mega millionaires are motivated not just by money, but by a need for the marketplace to validate their contributions. Well, I've always wanted wealth. I was driven more by my need to contribute consistently to other people's lives. Multimillionaires don't lower their targets when things get tough. They don't. When it gets tough, they don't say, well, instead of making millions, I'm going to lower my targets. Rather, they raise their expectations for themselves because they see the difference that they can make with their families, their company, their community, and charities. They know when they make a contribution to others, the money will follow. So here's number 4. Surround yourself with mega millionaires. Why not? They're everywhere. They really are. You can find them. Now, I've been studying wealthy people since I was 16 years old. I was always intrigued by people that were millionaires. And back then, that was a lot of money, or had a lot of money even. If they just, did things, they had boats and they had cars and they and they went places on, exotic vacations. I remember somebody going to Hawaii and going, wow, how do you go there? I always wondered how they did it. And in my 20s, I started to read their stories and see what they went through, how they made their fortunes. I looked at all of them as my mentors and teachers who inspired me. Now, you can't learn how to make money from someone who doesn't have much. You just can't. And for a long time, I hung around people that didn't have much, hoping to learn something from them. You can only gain what they know. Understand? You can only gain what they know. Who says money won't make you happy? Who says that? You've heard that before. Well, money won't make you happy. Maybe you've said it before. I'll tell you who says it. People without money. That's exactly who says it. Not people with money, people without money. Who says all rich people are greedy? I'll tell you who says that. People who aren't rich. That's who says it. Wealthy people don't talk like that. They don't think like that. If you want to make a lot of money, you need to know what wealthy people are doing to create wealth and follow their example. Now, what do they read? How do they think? How do they invest? What drives them? How do they stay motivated and excited? You got to look at that. Get around where it's better if you want to do better. Here's number 5. Work like a mega millionaire. Rich people treat time differently. They really do. They buy it, while poor people sell it. Or even worse, they give it away. Poor people give their time away. The wealthy know that they can invest and always make more money, but they also can't get more time. The wealthy know that time is more valuable than money, actually, so they hire people for things that they're not good at or that they don't want to do. That's not productive. That's a productive use of their time. Look at it this way. If you could hire someone to clean your home or mow your grass for $20 an hour, but you decide to do it yourself instead, just keep in mind if you do that, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, I'm just saying keep in mind if you do that, that you're working for $20 an hour. Mega millionaires don't work for $20 an hour. They just don't. But don't kid yourself that those who hit it big don't work hard. They do. They work hard. Financially successful people are consumed by their hunt for success. They really are. They work to the point that they feel that they're winning and not just working. So they work until they're winning, which is totally different than working. But they know they have to work until they win. And once they win, it kind of starts feeling like breathing. It just comes natural to them. Here's number 6. Shift your focus from spending to investing. The rich don't spend money, they invest money. They know tax laws favor investing over spending. You buy a house and you can't write off much of that home. You may think you are, but you're not getting much of a write-off there. The rich, in contrast, buy an apartment building that produces cash flow, appreciates, and offers write-offs year after year after year. You buy cars for comfort and style. That's called spending. You get very little write-off there. The rich, on the other hand, buy cars for their corporations, which I would recommend that you file for one, that are deductible because they are used to produce revenue. Now, one friend of mine used to refer to spending and investing as guns or butter. You're either investing in guns or butter. Well, what does that mean? When you invest, you load your guns for future profits. When you spend, that money is gone. It melted away and will never return. You purchase let's say a TV or other consumer goods. That's called butter. You invest in real estate, rental properties like an apartment building. That's called guns. Doesn't mean you don't buy consumer goods. We all do, but most do it with their investment money. They really do. They take their investment money and go buy a bunch of consumer goods. Let's get a bigger TV. Let's get this. Let's get that. They just buy things on the spur of the moment. Not a good philosophy. You see something you want. When you see something you want, ask yourself if you really want it. No, ask yourself if you really need it. You may want it, but ask yourself if you really need what you're about to purchase. And if the answer is yes, then I want you to wait 24 hours before buying it and see what happens. You'll be surprised at how many things you thought that you needed, then discovered you really didn't need it. Okay, here's number 7. Create multiple streams of income. Now, the really rich never depend on one flow of income, but instead create a number of revenue streams. Now, you have to be careful with this in the beginning. Don't try to start multiple revenue streams all at the same time, which a lot of people do. And the reason they do it is because they think if they start 10 at one time or 5 at one time, that one of them will make it. But what you want to do, that'll eventually lead to no streams of income, in my opinion. Give undivided attention on one stream of income. And once that's cooking, start to look at another. Now, I know people that have been generating a 7-figure income for years before they started investing cash flow in multi-family dwellings or other real estate. So it doesn't mean you got to do it right away. Just make sure that you've got one of them that's flowing and working before you go to the next. You may also be surprised to learn that wealthy people wish you were wealthy too. They really do. It's a mystery to them why others don't get rich. Wealthy people, it's a mystery why others don't get rich. They know they aren't special and that wealth is available to anyone and everyone who wants to focus on and persist in getting it. They know it's there. Rich people want other people to be rich for 2 reasons, really. First, so you can buy their products and services. They do. And second, because they want to hang out with other rich people. They want you to get rich so they can hang out with you. But if you're not rich, they're not going to hang out with you, because what are they going to learn from you? A friend of mine started dating a billionaire lady. And every time he would turn around, she was worth about $1.5 billion. I won't mention her name, but she visited us multiple times. And but I remember him telling me, she said, would you fly to Florida and go on a cruise with me? He said, sure. So he said he went to book a ticket, and she said, no, I'll pick up your ticket. So she bought him a first-class ticket. And then when he landed in Florida, she had a helicopter pick him up, and the helicopter flew out to her 137-foot yacht in the middle of the Caribbean and landed on the yacht. And after that, he says, I don't know how to handle this. He said, what do you buy somebody like? What do you buy for Christmas? Where do you take them to dinner? He said, I can't afford to go do that stuff. I can't fly first class. He said, I don't have that kind of money. Rich people want you to be rich. So get rich. It's okay to be rich. It really is. It's okay. Whether you're an entrepreneur running a startup business, running a department in a large company, or you simply want to live a better lifestyle, more money, I should say, must become your mantra if you want to live that lifestyle. However, money is one of those taboo topics in society that we don't like to talk about. On the other hand, we'll admire athletes and celebrities and envy them for the money that they earn and look up to those who have more. We do. I just read that Jerry Seinfeld in the early 2000s earned $279 million in 1 year, and since has been earning about $86 million a year since then. That pretty much makes him a billionaire. And he's selling comedy. Who would have ever thought that you could earn that much money just joking around? That's amazing, And I actually always loved Seinfeld. I do. I mean, he created a lot of pleasure for a lot of people, and that's why he made a lot of money. Most get uncomfortable when the M word is brought up in their presence. I work with a lot of people who are interested in being successful in their businesses and in their lives and earning lots of money. However, when working with groups, it's not long before I hear somebody say, well, money isn't everything, or money won't make you happy. And my answer is always the same. I agree. I agree with you. More money isn't everything. And while it doesn't guarantee happiness, it certainly won't make you unhappy either. So, it doesn't guarantee happiness, but it won't make you unhappy. So, are you still interested in having more? Are you really? Think about it. The idea of wanting more money, a lot of times is a bad thing for people, but only with those who don't have enough of it. That's when it's a bad thing. People think earning a lot of money is bad, but when you get down to it, only those who say that are the ones that don't have it. When you want to expand your business, some unplanned emergency comes along, or you need more money to donate to your favorite charity, or you want to take a trip somewhere, a politically correct saying about money or the lack of it will not help you. Only more money will help you. Now back to the big question. Does money buy happiness? The fact is, wealthier people are happier than poor people. Wealthier countries are happier than poor countries. I don't think that money will make you happy, but it seems as if as people earn more, they seem to get happier. It won't make you happy, but they seem to get happier when they earn more. It's amazing. When you get a big check or you have a good month, you get happier. The relationship between money, between your income and happiness is extremely strong. Think about it. Maybe a better word for it would be pleasure versus happiness. Maybe you feel a sense of pleasure or a sense of well-being or security or something that makes you feel better. People who have more money seem to enjoy more of life's pleasures. They really do. Now, I'm not saying to spend all your waking hours going after more money. What sense does that make at all? It doesn't. Then you wouldn't have the time left to enjoy your life's pleasures, to enjoy the money that you've earned. All I'm saying is to embrace the idea that having more is a good thing, not a bad thing. And then set your mind to having all you need to live the life that you want. On the other hand, there is no point of having money for the sake of having money. Money for the sake of money never works anyway. It doesn't. But money used to start a business is good. Money donated to a good cause is good. Money to have fun with is good. Money to relieve stress and money worries is good. Whether it be for a boat or traveling the world, for a new car, and fine food and fine wine, it's all well spent, and is certainly better than money left sitting in the bank. And it's certainly better than not having it. There is nothing wrong with ambition or with attaining wealth, provided that wealth is used for something good that enhances your life and the lives of those around you. Now, here's some reasons why more money should be a must for you, your family, and maybe your business if you have one. Number one, the alternative to having more money sucks. The alternative sucks. The opposite of more money is not having enough money, or worse, being broke. Now, I have firsthand experience with each case. I've had a lot of money. I've been broke. I like having money better than being broke. When you lack money, you're not able to grow a business or do the things that you want to do while you're here on planet Earth for this short stay. Operating without enough money is like driving your car with the emergency brake engaged. You need more money to release that brake. Number two, earning money is a whole lot easier than being broke. When you're broke, you spend all your time and energy trying to figure out how to survive. Think about that. If you've ever been broke, you spent all your time and energy and focus and everything you have trying to figure out how to survive. And the end result is you survive because that was your focus. I got to survive this month. That's the focus. But what if you spend the same amount of time and energy actually focused on earning more instead of just enough for survival? It's just changing of your focus. Think about it. I think you'll agree that earning money is a whole lot easier than being broke. Being broke is hard. It'll drain your time, energy, creativity, happiness, and everything else in your life. Having money lets you live life on your own terms. Here's number three. You'll outlive your money if you're not a mega millionaire. You'll outlive your money. The old saying, life is short, it just may apply to some things, but when it comes to money, life is sometimes much too long for most people. People today are more likely to outlive their money Retirement is the single biggest money concern today. Nobody wants to drain or to be a drain on anybody else. You know, as life expectancies extend, I mean, I remember when it was like an average age of 62 or something like that, and now it's like 78. Your more money financial requirements must also extend. Number 4, inflation is a thief, so you need to make more money. The cost of food, gas, education, insurance, housing, and running a business are increasing daily. Inflation is an invisible thief. It's called the hidden tax because you don't see it in the money that you earn, but you see it in the money that you spend. Earning more money is the only way to combat inflation. Here's number 5. Prove the naysayers wrong. You know, one of the driving forces in my life has been proving the naysayers wrong. Yeah, I admit it's a little bit immature, but there's nothing better than the sense of accomplishment in the face of those that counted you out. You know, as my friend Jim Rohn used to say, the best revenge is massive success. Here's number 6. There's no shortage of money. Machines make money, and there's no shortage of how much those machines can make. To think that you can't get your share is ridiculous. You know, I used to think that. I used to think there's not enough to go around. How could I have my share with, you know, limited knowledge of making money, limited education, limited money to invest, you know, limited experience? That's ridiculous. When you consider that there's approximately $41 trillion in global circulation, there's a greater shortage of people going for more money than there is money. There's a shortage of people going for it. Sounds like a simplification, doesn't it? But my entire financial world changed when I realized there was no shortage except for the money shortage in my mind. That's where the shortage was. Here's number 7. Someone else will get it if you don't. Somebody is going to end up with your share of more money if you don't make a claim to it. You got to stake your claim. Most importantly, why should it not be you? Why not? Why should it not be you? People complain about not having enough money, but most people are not staking a claim to what's theirs. Money circulates from person to person. It comes and goes, and it wants to be active. It wants you to have it. It does. It wants you to have it. Here's number 8. Money is freedom. You and I don't go to work to make money. We really don't. Nobody goes to work to make money. Nobody spends 8, 10, 12 hours a day just to make money. We go to work and spend time and energy each day with the purpose to create freedom for our families and ourselves. Most wealthy people enjoy the freedom money provides them. They do. Freedom provides you with the ability to try new things, make new investments, and have more choices about how to live your life. And number 9, you deserve more. You really deserve more money. When I understood that I deserved money as much as anybody else, and that more money did not turn me into some evil, greedy person, I started earning more money. So start right now, today, and commit to getting rid of all limiting beliefs and thinking and ideas that may be blocking you from having what you deserve, which is more money. More money should be your mantra, if that's what you want. If you want more money, it should be one of your mantras. And there's nothing wrong with that if it's for the right reasons, which is enjoying more freedom, more comfort. You know, but on the other hand, kind of hanging out in your comfort zone is the enemy of freedom. It doesn't put you out there. You've got to make decisions and move forward. So be careful of that comfort zone. It's okay to be comfortable and live with comfort, but careful of getting locked into that comfort zone because it's not going to take you anywhere. All the money you want is outside that comfort zone. Comfort is the enemy to freedom. Don't go there. Think of all you want in life that you can't have right now. Think of everything you want in life that you can't have right now. Make a list of it because of lack of money. The things you can't have because of lack of money. And then decide to go out and get the money that you want. Go out and have it. Unlimit yourself. Go ahead, step up, step out, take center stage, put yourself out there. You need more money to live life on your own terms. Money lets you own your life. This is Jim Britt. Thanks for joining me today for this Black Belt session, and I'll catch you on the next one.